Hello students, how are you all? So students, today in this video lecture, in this video session, we are going to study the differentiation. From the chapter of differentiation, the first topic we are going to study here, that is the first principle of derivative. This topic is the first topic of the chapter differentiation. So first principle of derivative. Now what is the principle? First principle is that if y equals to f of x, if y equals to f of x, a function is given to you, then by using first principle of derivative, then by using the first principle of derivative, we can write dy by dx, or we can say f dash x. Both we can say, either dy by dx or f dash x. And the formula is, the formula of the formula is limit h tends to x f of x minus f of h by x minus of h. This is the format. So what is the format? Limit h tends to x f of x minus f of h by x minus h. So this is the formula of the first principle of derivative. On the basis of this formula, we are going to solve some questions. So let's start with that. So question number 1 is that a function is given to you, y equals to 2x, a function has been given to you, and you have to find dy by dx by using first principle of derivative. So the first is, by y equals to 2x is given to you, so we have to find dy by dx by using the first principle of derivative. So let's start. So first of all, what is given here? Y equals to 2x, and the principle says that y equals to f of x. A function will be given to you, y equals to f of x, and here y equals to 2x. So first, the thing which we know, we have to know that what is the f of x here. The main thing, what is the f of x is here. So if we can compare this format y equals to f of x with the format y equals to 2x, so we can directly compare f of x. So what is the f of x here? 2x. Now let us focus on the formula part. The formula is what are the terms required in the formula we have to require. Number 1 is f of x, and the another one is f of h. So we require these two functions. One is f of x, another one is f of h. So if f of x is 2h, then your f of h will be, if f of x is your 2x, then f of h will be, just in place of x we have to replace it by h. Just in place of x we have to replace it by h. So f of h is 2h. So then by first principle of derivative, we can write dy by dx equals to limit h tends to x f of x minus f of h by x minus of h. Then putting the value of the limit functions First of all, what is the here f of x? What is the value of f of x? 2x. What is the value of f of h? 2h by x minus h. So in the numerator part, just putting the value, after putting the value we get 2x minus 2h divided by x minus of h. Now the thing is that in the numerator part, what is the common factor here? You can see that in the numerator part 2 is the common factor between these two terms, so we will take that 2 as a common. So now x minus h, same factor, we can cancel out. So finally what remains here? 2. So the answer will be 2, because 2 is a constant, and over the constant the limit value remains same. So finally your dy by dx is 2. So this is the answer. You can note it down. So this is all about the first principle of derivative. Now we'll write some more questions on this. So these are some questions from this topic, that using the first principle of derivative, find dy by dx if y equals, question number 1, y equals to 2x, question number 2, y equal to 2 by x, question number 3, y equal to 2 by x squared. Like that there are total 15 questions. So out of these 15 questions, I will just solve some of the questions from here, and the rest of all will be the homework for you all students. Kindly try to solve all that questions. If you find some problem regarding solving any of the questions, just ping me once, I will solve all them. Okay, so let us start with solving some of the few questions. Let us try to solve the question number 3 first. So question number 3 is y equals to 2 by x square. So for y equals to 2 by x square, so first of all, what is f of x here? In the same way, here f of x is equals to 2 by x square. So two things we required, one is f of x, another one is f of h. So then f of h will be just in place of x replacing by h, that is 2 by h square. So by first principle of derivative, you have to write that always by using first principle of derivative. You have to mention that line. dy by dx is equals to limit h tends to x, f of x minus f of h by x minus h. Now just putting the values. Now what is the value of f of x? 2 by x square. Value of f of h, 2 by h square by x minus h. Now let us try to take the LCM. Okay, we will take the LCM of this numerator part. Okay, now taking the LCM of this numerator part. So what is the LCM of x square and h square? LCM will be x square h square. Then do the cross multiplication, 2h square minus 2x square by x minus h. This is the denominator term. Now here the portion is there. Here the portion is like that. If I am writing a by b is divided by c, what we can write that portion? A by b into 1 by c. Just using this trick, here you can write limit h tends to x, 2h square minus 2x square by x square into h square into 1 by x minus h. Let's rub this one. Now in the numerator part, what is common there? You can see that 2 is the common factor, so let us take the 2 common. h square minus x square, here x square h square into 1 minus x minus h. So this we got till now. After that, limit h tends to x. Okay, now see here, 2 h square minus a square, that is a square minus b square formula. Here we can use a square minus b square. So let us use that formula, 2h minus x into h plus x, and denominator is divided by x square into h square, and here 1 by x minus h. Clear? That is limit h tending to x to, now see that here x minus h, here h minus x, same term. So if we cancel this term, we will get minus 1, because these are the same term but there is a minus sign change. So if we cancel this, we will get here minus 1. Minus 1 h plus x, x square, x square. Now let us put the limit value. Where is limit is going? H tending to x. That means in place of h, we are going to put x. In place of h, we are going to put x. X square into x square, x to the power 4, that is minus 4x by x to the power 4. X cancel, it remains cube. So finally the answer is minus 4 by x cube. So this is your full solution. Okay, the next question is y equals to 1 by root x. Question number 7. Y equals to 1 by root x. So in the same way, here f of x equals to 1 by root x. Okay, root x means what is the power of x? X power is half. Now this power from denominator, it goes to numerator. We know that the sign changes in the power, it becomes minus half, because as the power from denominator is going to numerator, so the power sign changes to minus. So f of x is here x to the power minus half. So then what will be your f of h? H to the power minus half. So by using the first principle of derivative, using the formula dy by dx equals to limit h tending to x, x to the f of x minus f of h by x minus h, that is limit h tending to x. Now just putting the values, x to the power minus half minus h to the power minus half by x minus h. Up to this clear? Now here we are going to use a special limit formula. If you remember in the class, we have discussed about the special limit formula. About this formula, the formula is if limit x tends to a, x to the power n minus a to the power n by x minus a is equals to n a to the power n minus 1. See this formula, limit x tends to a, x to the power n minus a to the power n by x minus a equals to n a to the power n minus a. So we are going to use here this formula, because if you compare with this to this, first of all, this n should be same, that is the power should be same in both x and a. So here also we can see the power, that is minus half and minus half, the power is same. So the value of n is here minus half, first thing. Okay, now the most important thing is that how to use this formula here. What is the right hand side? N a to the power n minus 1. What is the n here? By comparing with this, as the power is same, so the n is minus half. We have used that formula. Okay, now what is the a here? Very crucial thing. What is the a here? You will get this answer by seeing your this limiting approach. Where the limit is approaching, that term is in your right hand side answer part. Where is limiting up is approaching to a? The limit is approaching here to a, so that is in the right hand side a. Clear? Where is limit is approaching here? The limit is approaching to here x. So in the answer, this answer side, if what will be the term here? The term will be here x. Now the second part, n a power a to the power n minus 1. So x to the power n minus 1. What is the n here? Minus half, minus 1. So finally minus half, x to the power minus half minus 1 is minus 3 by 2. So this is the answer. Okay, there is another alternative way to solve the question. You can rationalize and then solve the question. This method also can be followed. There are many ways to solve these types of questions. So clear about this question? Just you have to make sure about your special limit formula. Okay, because the most important thing, what is the term in the this right hand side? You will just how to get the right hand side term? Just see your limit, where this limit is approaching. Here this limiting is approaching to a, that's why the formula answer is a. Here is limiting is approaching to x, so the formula answer will be in terms of x. So let us start with another question, that is y equals to x cube plus 2x. I didn't remember about the number, so I am not sure about the number, that is number 13 or number 12. Just you check once. But the question is y equals to x cube plus 2x. So in a similar way, what is the f of x here? Again, f of x, we know that the right hand side is the f of x cube plus 2x. So here the f of x is x cube plus 2x. So then what will be your f of h cube plus 2h, which is simple, just in place of x replaces by h. So again you have to write by first principle of derivative. You have to write that line by first principle of derivative. Dy by dx equals to limit h tending to x, f of x minus f of h by x minus h. The same formula. Now we'll just put the values. F of x value is x cube plus 2x, f of h value is h cube plus 2h by x minus h. I'm just putting the values, nothing else. Now how to solve this type of questions? The first thing in the mind should be that we will take the same power terms together. Here is cube term, here is also cube term. We will first of all take the cube terms together. So first of all, let us open the bracket here. Just opening the brackets. Now let us take the same power terms together. X cube minus h cube, this term together, plus 2x minus 2h, this term power 2h. Okay, now here you can get that what we are going to use here. We are going to use here the formula of a cube minus b cube. Now what is the formula of a cube minus b cube? I think everyone has forgot that formula. A cube minus b cube formula is a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square. Just using the formula here. a cube minus b cube, a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square, plus what is common in these two terms? 2. Here x minus h. Clear? Now you can see that this full term and this term, in these two terms there is one common factor. That is, the common factor is x minus h. See, in these two terms there is the one common factor x minus h. So we are going to take that common. X minus h. After taking the common from the first, we will get x square plus xh plus h square, and from the second we are going to just get 2, and the denominator x minus h. So it's very visible that this term same, so we are going to cancel it, these two terms. So after that, limit h tends to x, x square plus xh plus h square plus 2 divided by 1. After that term, if you cancel it, here will remain 1. Okay, so we are going to write here 1. So now just putting the limit value, that is limit h is tending to x, that means in place of h we are going to write x, in place of h we are going to write x. X into x, x square plus 2, x square, that is 3x square plus 2. This is the answer of the question. So students have solved some few questions from here and few of the left, maximum of the left the way. So the first thing is that you try that all questions to solve. Some of will be solved, some will not. Just mention me, just ping me that which are not solvable. I will try to solve all the questions, but first of all you have to try to solve the questions. So this is the first video on the topic first principle of derivative. The next video will be on the topic the starting of the differentiation, that is with the initial formulas, the rules of the differentiations. Some rules are there, some formulas are there, regarding some questions are there. So the next video will be on that only, the rules and formula of differentiation. So stay home, stay healthy, goodbye.